Before life took hold on Earth, the universe was a chaotic yet beautiful tapestry of elements and potential. Its very birth, approximately 13.8 billion years ago, set the stage for everything that would follow. In the vast emptiness of space, hydrogen and helium were the first elements to emerge, born from the furious explosions of stars in their death throes, known as supernovae. These stars produced heavier elements like carbon, oxygen, and nitrogen, the building blocks of life as we know it. As these stars exploded, they scattered these elements across the cosmos, enriching the interstellar medium where new stars and planets would eventually form. Around 4.5 billion years ago, our own solar system began to form from a solar nebula, a gigantic rotating cloud of gas and dust. As gravity pulled this material together, the Earth was created from the remnants of many smaller bodies colliding and merging. This violent infancy resulted in a molten surface, a landscape characterized by widespread volcanic activity and frequent impacts from celestial bodies. These conditions created an inhospitable environment, yet, within this chaos, the first ingredients for life began to emerge. As Earth cooled, water vapor in the atmosphere began to condense, forming the first oceans. This primordial ocean would play a crucial role in the emergence of life. Scientifically, this period is referred to as the Hadean Aeon, named after Hades, the Greek god of the underworld, reflecting the hellish conditions present on our planet. Yet, as inhospitable as it was, this environment presented a unique opportunity. It's theorized that the combination of heat, minerals, and water created a primordial soup, a mix of organic compounds that set the stage for biochemical reactions essential for life. But how did simple molecules transform into complex life forms? This question haunts scientists and evokes a sense of mystery. The answer may lie in the concept of abiogenesis, the process through which life arose naturally from non-living matter. In the depths of Earth's oceans, energy sources like hydrothermal vents and lightning strikes may have catalyzed the formation of complex organic molecules. One famous experiment, Stanley Miller's 1953 apparatus, simulating early Earth conditions, demonstrated that amino acids, life's building blocks, could form from simple precursors. This pivotal experiment set the stage for decades of research into how the simplest forms of life might have come into being in our planet's early history, sparking a fervor for understanding our own existence. As we stand at the threshold of this mythical age, we must ask ourselves, what came next? The primordial soup, a term coined to describe the mixture of organic compounds present in Earth's early oceans, acted as a cradle for life. Picture this, an expanse of warm, shallow waters rich in minerals, where the sun's rays penetrated down, energizing the molecules swirling beneath the surface. Science suggests that this soup was not merely a chaotic collection of molecules but a dynamic environment conducive to reactions that could produce life. The ingredients, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, and sulfur, were all present, sourced from asteroids and comets as well as volcanic eruptions. But what did this primordial mixture actually contain? It is believed to include simple organic molecules like amino acids, fatty acids, and nucleotides, the foundational components of proteins and nucleic acids. The famed Miller-Urey experiment not only created amino acids under simulated early Earth conditions but also sparked interest in how such compounds could evolve into more complex structures. It's essential to note that life is fundamentally built from proteins, which are, in turn, constructed from amino acids. This connection illustrates the extraordinary potential resting in that primordial soup. Research suggests that the formation of more sophisticated molecules like ribonucleic acid, RNA, could have occurred through reactions aided by minerals, clays, or even solar energy. RNA is particularly interesting because it can act both as a genetic code carrier and as a catalyst for chemical reactions, a feature some scientists believe allowed it to play a fundamental role in early life forms. Yet, the question of where and how these molecules came together remains largely unanswered. Scientists have proposed several theories, each with its own implications and evidence. One is the RNA world hypothesis, which posits that life began with self-replicating RNA molecules that eventually evolved into more complex forms. This idea suggests a gradual increase in complexity, leading to the first true cells. Alternatively, some researchers explore the possibility of life originating from deep-sea hydrothermal vents, where superheated water rich in minerals could have provided the necessary conditions. The extreme environment of these vents might foster unique life forms, prompting the question, could life thrive in environments drastically different from those we experience today? The excitement surrounding these theories reflects humanity's deep-seated curiosity about our roots and the resilience of life itself. Each new discovery ignites hope that we may finally piece together the puzzle of our existence. As we venture deeper into the realms of time and possibilities, let us ponder how these simple organic molecules transitioned into more complex cellular structures. As we explore the transition from simple organic molecules to the first cellular structures, we find ourselves on the brink of life's most monumental leap. The journey from humble beginnings to complex organisms is fraught with challenges and extraordinary innovations. The origins of cellular life, a process that scientists believe unfolded over millions of years, remain a mysterious chapter in our history. Theories abound regarding how the first cellular life emerged from the primordial soup, but one of the prevailing ideas involves the formation of protocells. Protocells are primitive cell-like structures that showcase some properties of living cells, including the ability to encapsulate biological molecules and maintain an internal environment. Imagine tiny lipid vesicles forming spontaneously in the primordial ocean, surrounded by an aqueous environment. These vesicles could have provided a basic boundary, allowing biochemical reactions to occur within them. This compartmentalization likely facilitated the concentration of organic molecules necessary for life to develop. Researchers speculate that these protocells could reproduce through a simple process of fission, mimicking cellular division. This reproduction would enable them to evolve as they absorbed more complex compounds and learned to harness energy from their surroundings, such as sunlight or chemical gradients. The emergence of genetic material within these protocells is a pivotal moment in the story of life. As RNA molecules began to form and replicate, they might have encoded the information necessary to produce proteins, leading to more sophisticated stages of evolution. Yet, the path from protocells to fully fledged cellular life is one laden with uncertainties. One can only imagine the myriad challenges these early forms faced, from environmental fluctuations to competition for resources. One of the key elements that shaped this transition was the availability of energy sources. Whether it was through sunlight or chemical reactions, energy fueled the biochemical processes essential for life. Over millions of years, these protocells gradually evolved into more complex cells, the ancestors of all living organisms today. This gradual evolution hints at immense adaptability and resilience, traits that remain characteristic of life even in the harshest environments. Yet, as we ponder the transition of simple molecules to cellular structures, one must ask, what challenges awaited these nascent life forms as they ventured into an ever-changing world? Once cellular life emerged, the next phase of evolution began, a profound and often tumultuous journey that would eventually lead to the rich tapestry of life we see today. But how did simple cells evolve into the complex organisms that now populate our planet? To answer this question, we must explore key milestones that punctuate this evolutionary path. The first significant leap occurred with the advent of photosynthesis. Around 3.5 billion years ago, certain bacteria developed the ability to convert sunlight into energy through the process of photosynthesis. This groundbreaking development not only provided energy to these organisms but also led to the release of oxygen as a byproduct. Over time, the accumulation of oxygen in the atmosphere transformed Earth, paving the way for the evolution of aerobic life forms. The Great Oxidation Event, which occurred around 2.4 billion years ago, marked a turning point in Earth's history. The rise in atmospheric oxygen resulted in significant changes to the planet's ecosystems and triggered a mass extinction of anaerobic organisms that could not survive in the new oxygen-rich environment. Yet, this extinction event set the stage for new opportunities. The presence of oxygen allowed the evolution of more complex multicellular organisms. Some of the earliest fossils representing multicellular life emerged around 1.2 billion years ago, showcasing the first hints of diversification. From these simple beginnings, life continued to diversify, undergoing dramatic changes during the Cambrian explosion, which occurred about 541 million years ago. This rapid increase in the complexity and variety of life forms has left paleontologists in awe. During this period, many major groups of animals appeared, including those with hard shells and complex body structures. The interactions within this ecosystem laid the foundation for future evolutionary innovations, including predation, competition, and symbiosis. Yet, evolution did not stop there. The transition from water to land marked another major milestone, as plants and animals began to colonize terrestrial environments around 500 million years ago. The adaptations required for survival in these new habitats were profound and varied. From amphibians to reptiles, the evolutionary tree continued to branch out, leading to the eventual rise of mammals and, ultimately, humans. This lengthy journey of evolution showcases the resilience of life and the intricate web of connections that bind all living organisms. But as we delve deeper into the complexities of life on Earth, the question remains: what challenges awaited life in its struggle for survival amidst changing environments? As life continued to evolve and diversify, it encountered significant challenges, catastrophic events that would test its resilience time and again. From asteroid impacts to massive volcanic eruptions, the history of life on Earth is dotted with moments that could have spelled its end. Understanding these events provides insight into not just how life endured but how it adapted and evolved in response to adversity. One of the most infamous events in Earth's history is the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event, which occurred around 66 million years ago. This mass extinction is famously associated with the impact of a 10-kilometer-wide asteroid that struck the Yucatan Peninsula in present-day Mexico, leading to the demise of the dinosaurs. The consequences of this impact were drastic: global temperatures plummeted, sunlight was blocked, and a cascade of environmental changes unfolded. In the aftermath, nearly 75% of all species on Earth faced extinction, including iconic life forms that had dominated the planet for millions of years. Yet, from the ashes of this catastrophe, new evolutionary pathways emerged, paving the way for the dominance of mammals. The ability to adapt to changing environments has always been key to survival. In the wake of the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction, smaller mammals flourished and eventually diversified into the myriad forms that inhabit our world today. But extinction events are not limited to the age of dinosaurs. Throughout Earth's history, mass extinction events have punctuated the fossil record, reshaping the landscape of life and leading to new evolutionary opportunities. The Permian-Triassic extinction, often referred to as the Great Dying, occurred about 252 million years ago and is estimated to have wiped out over 90% of marine species and 70% of terrestrial vertebrates. This extinction event was driven by a combination of volcanic activity, climate change, and ocean anoxia. Yet, just as life faced monumental challenges, it also demonstrated remarkable resilience. The aftermath of the Permian extinction saw the rise of dinosaurs and reshaped ecosystems in ways that would allow for new forms of life to thrive. In examining these catastrophic events, we uncover patterns of survival, adaptation, and the relentless pursuit of life against all odds. Each interruption in the evolutionary timeline serves as a reminder of life's tenacity. While we reflect on the grandeur of this journey, we must also ask ourselves, how may life adapt to the challenges of the future? The Age of Dinosaurs stands as one of the most captivating chapters in the story of life on Earth. This era, spanning approximately 165 million years, showcases the sheer scale and diversity that life could achieve. The dinosaurs were not just the apex predators, they were an entire ecosystem that included colossal herbivores, agile carnivores, and a myriad of smaller creatures that thrived alongside them. Among the most famous dinosaurs, the Tyrannosaurus rex commands our imagination. With an estimated weight of over 9 tons and measuring up to 40 feet in length, T. rex was the largest known terrestrial predator. Recent studies suggest that T. rex had a powerful bite force of around 8,000 pounds, enabling it to crush bones and consume prey effectively. But what led to this extraordinary diversity? Scientists believe that several factors contributed. The breakup of the supercontinent Pangaea allowed ecosystems to flourish independently, creating diverse habitats. These geological shifts not only isolated populations but also led to speciation, the process through which new species arise. In addition, the Mesozoic era saw fluctuations in climate and fluctuating sea levels, which created various niches that organisms could exploit. For instance, some dinosaurs adapted to arid landscapes, developing long necks to reach high vegetation, while others became adept at swimming, prompting unique evolutionary paths. The end of this era, famously marked by the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event about 66 million years ago, was a dramatic turning point. The impact theory posits that a massive asteroid struck the Yucatan Peninsula, creating the Chicxulub crater. This event unleashed wildfires, tsunamis, and a nuclear winter effect that disrupted photosynthesis, leading to mass extinctions. Nearly 75% of species, including the non-avian dinosaurs, vanished. Yet, even in extinction, there lies resilience. Birds, the descendants of certain theropod dinosaurs, survived this cataclysm. They represent a lineage that adapted and thrived in a post-dinosaur world, showcasing life's ability to rebound from even the most catastrophic events. As we explore the age of dinosaurs, it's vital to understand that these creatures were not just monsters of the past. They were complex beings with behaviors, social structures, and evolutionary adaptations. The fossil record, including discoveries like feathered dinosaurs in China, continues to reveal a narrative rich in diversity. By studying the rise and fall of dinosaurs, we gain insights into the intricate web of life and the environmental interplay that defines the evolution of species. What can the fate of these ancient giants teach us about our present and future? As we face our own anthropogenic challenges, the lessons from the past echo loudly. But there's more ahead in our journey through the tapestry of life's history. As the dust settled from the cataclysmic events that marked the end of the age of dinosaurs, a new chapter dawned, the age of mammals. This era, known as the Cenozoic, initiated an unparalleled evolution, witnessing mammals transitioning from small, nocturnal creatures to dominant life forms on Earth. Mammals first appeared around 200 million years ago, but it wasn't until after the dinosaurs' extinction that they could diversify and occupy ecological niches left vacant. The Paleocene epoch, which followed the extinction event, saw the emergence of early mammals such as the Plesiadapiforms, small and rodent-like, which started evolving traits that would influence primate ancestry. As we journey through the Cenozoic, the Eocene epoch presents a fascinating tableau. Here, we find the emergence of protowhales and the first ancestors of modern-day elephants. The discovery of fossils such as Pakicetus, a land mammal with adaptations for swimming, illustrates the transitions these creatures underwent. One of the most notable success stories is that of the adaptive radiation of mammals. From the tiny shrew-like mammals emerged larger forms, including the majestic woolly mammoth and the fearsome saber-toothed cat. These creatures were equipped with specialized adaptations that allowed them to thrive in diverse environments, from the icy tundras to lush forests. But adaptation wasn't merely about size. Intelligence played a strong role too. The evolutionary trajectory of primates, leading to the emergence of hominids, showcases this shift. From the early Homo habilis, known as the handyman, to Homo erectus, our ancestors began utilizing tools, creating a profound impact on their environment. A significant milestone came around 2 million years ago with the advent of fire, which not only provided warmth but revolutionized cooking and social interactions. Early humans cooked food, making it more digestible and allowing for more efficient nutrient absorption. This technological advancement fostered greater brain development and social structures. As mammals continued to adapt, the world they inhabited was still dynamic, with changing climates and geological events presenting both challenges and opportunities. From the ice ages to the rise of grasslands, mammals responded through migrations, behavioral changes, and evolutionary adaptations. The resilience of life is exemplified in the ways mammals negotiated their environments. It demonstrates a powerful narrative of survival and adaptability, paving the way for diverse species, including us, to thrive. But how did early humans, equipped with intellect and social organization, come to dominate the planet? What challenges did they face in their ascension? The next chapter will delve deeper into humanity's evolutionary journey and the profound impact we have on the planet today. The story of life would be incomplete without exploring the evolution of humans. This journey from simple hominids to complex beings capable of profound thought and creation is nothing short of extraordinary. It's a tale filled with twists and turns, marked by adaptability, survival, and sometimes, conflict. The divergence from our closest relatives, the chimpanzees, occurred approximately 6 to 7 million years ago. This split laid the groundwork for the evolutionary branch that would eventually lead to modern humans. Early hominids like Australopithecus afarensis, known for the famous fossil Lucy, demonstrate that bipedalism was one of the first significant adaptations. Walking on two legs allowed them to cover greater distances, forage for food, and escape predators. As the evolutionary timeline progresses, we encounter further advancements. Homo habilis, often coined as the first true human, showcases evidence of tool use, marking a monumental leap in cognitive function. With tools, these early hominids could hunt and prepare food, influencing their dietary habits immensely and fostering social behaviors. The advent of Homo erectus around 1.9 million years ago brought even greater innovations. This species demonstrated the capability to control fire, develop more sophisticated tools, and migrate out of Africa into Eurasia. Fossils found in places like Georgia suggest that they were adept explorers, navigating diverse terrains and climates. But the journey was not without obstacles. Interactions with other hominid species like Neanderthals reveal a complex web of cohabitation, competition, and even interbreeding. Genetic studies suggest that most non-African populations today share a small percentage of Neanderthal DNA, highlighting our connection to this ancient cousin. The cognitive leap that defined modern humans came with the emergence of Homo sapiens around 300,000 years ago. Cognitive abilities skyrocketed, manifested in art, language, and complex social structures. The cave paintings in Lascaux, France, demonstrate not just creativity but a worldview that engaged with the mystical and the social. As these early humans developed language, a more profound level of communication flourished, enabling greater cooperation and coordination within groups. Their ability to tell stories, share knowledge, and express abstract ideas played a pivotal role in survival and the development of culture. By around 12,000 years ago, the dawn of agriculture began, transforming societies from nomadic hunter-gatherers to settled civilizations. This pivotal point in human history allowed for population growth, technological advancement, and the establishment of permanent settlements. Yet, with this progress came challenges. As communities grew, so did competition over resources, leading to conflicts and warfare that would shape human history for millennia. The complexity of human social structures underscores the dual narrative of cooperation and conflict that characterizes our species. As we look back at this intricate tapestry of evolution, we must ask ourselves, how did our ancestors' journey shape the world we inhabit today? And what lessons can we glean about our own survival as a species in a rapidly changing environment? We will explore these questions in the final chapters of our documentary. As humanity embarked on its journey of civilization, the impact on the Earth began to shape the very fabric of ecosystems. No longer mere participants in the natural world, humans transitioned into powerful catalysts of change. The development of agriculture and urban centers initiated a domino effect that fundamentally altered landscapes. The agricultural revolution, occurring around 10,000 years ago, marked the shift from foraging to farming. This change allowed populations to exponentially grow as food production became more reliable. However, the consequences were far-reaching. Deforestation for farmland, overuse of soil, and irrigation led to significant alterations in local ecosystems, sometimes resulting in environmental degradation. The invention of tools and machinery during the Industrial Revolution accelerated this transformation, presenting both innovation and environmental destruction. With the rise of factories, emissions began to alter air quality, while pesticides and artificial fertilizers disrupted soil health. The human footprint became undeniable as cities expanded, habitats were destroyed, and pollution surged. Recent data shows a concerning trend. Humans have contributed to the extinction of nearly 1 million species within the past few decades. This alarming figure speaks to a pivotal moment for Earth's biodiversity. As we encroach upon natural habitats, the delicate balance of ecosystems tips precariously. Climate change, driven by human activity, presents one of the greatest challenges facing our planet today. Average global temperatures have risen about 1.2 degrees Celsius since the late 19th century, leading to more frequent and severe weather events. Rising sea levels threaten coastal cities, while accelerated melting of polar ice caps signifies a rapidly changing world. Yet amidst this sobering narrative of destruction, there is also a counter-narrative of resilience and innovation. The emergence of conservation efforts, renewable energy technologies, and sustainable practices reflects humanity's capacity to adapt and change course. Organizations worldwide are striving to reverse some of the damage done, protecting endangered species, reforesting depleted lands, and promoting biodiversity. Another area to consider is the role of technology in enhancing communication about climate change and environmental conservation. With over 4 billion people connected through the internet, awareness campaigns can facilitate action on unprecedented scales. Grassroots movements have gained momentum, showcasing the power of collective action in the fight against climate change. The question remains, can humanity effectively course-correct? As we grapple with the consequences of our actions, we must reflect on our relationship with the planet and the legacies we leave behind. The responsibility lies not just with governments but with each individual to foster a culture that prioritizes the health of our ecosystems. As we near the end of our journey, we must confront what it means to be stewards of life on Earth. What steps can we take to ensure that the wonders of life continue to flourish? Our final chapter will explore the future of life, what lies ahead for humanity and the natural world. As we stand at the intersection of history and the future, the choices we make today will echo through generations. The future of life on Earth hangs in a delicate balance, shaped by the actions of humanity. Can we redefine our relationship with nature, or are we destined for collapse? One compelling aspect to consider is the concept of coexistence. Indigenous cultures around the world hold profound wisdom about sustainable living, a testament to harmonious relationships with the land. By adopting practices rooted in empathy and respect for ecosystems, we can learn to coexist rather than dominate. Moreover, advances in technology offer hope. Innovations in renewable energy, such as solar and wind power, indicate a future less reliant on fossil fuels. The transition to a circular economy, where waste is minimized and resources are reused, presents formidable solutions to current environmental challenges. In cities, urban planning that integrates green spaces and promotes biodiversity can revitalize habitats and enhance human well-being. Yet significant hurdles remain. Political inertia and economic interests often impede progress, making it challenging to implement necessary changes. The climate crisis demands urgent action, yet many nations struggle to align their policies with the urgency of the science. As young activists rise to challenge this status quo, they remind us that the stakes are too high to remain passive. Looking beyond Earth, the exploration of Mars and space colonization raises questions about humanity's role in the universe. Can we carry the lessons of sustainability and stewardship into the cosmos? Such endeavors could signify a new chapter in human history, one where we ensure the longevity of life beyond our planet's limitations. As we contemplate the future, it's vital to embrace a mindset of hope. The interconnectedness of life reveals that every action, no matter how small, contributes to a greater narrative. Our journey from the origins of life to now is marked by resilience, adaptation, and the unwavering drive to survive. The challenge now lies in ensuring that we write the next chapters thoughtfully. Who will we be in this ongoing saga? Will we be caretakers of the planet, or will we allow the history of life to be defined by loss? With our future unwritten, we hold the power to dictate the narrative. Ultimately, the story of life on Earth is a reflection of our choices and actions. As we look to the horizon, we must choose wisely, aware that the legacy we leave will shape this planet for eons to come. How do we want our chapter in the universe to be remembered? Our actions today are the seeds of tomorrow's world. As we gaze into the vastness of the universe, one question looms larger than any star: is life on Earth just an anomaly in a cold, dark cosmos? The search for extraterrestrial life is not merely the stuff of science fiction, it's a scientific endeavor fueled by curiosity and remarkable discoveries. Scientists believe that understanding how life began here on Earth might give us clues to finding it elsewhere in the universe. The concept of panspermia, which posits that life might have originated from microorganisms or biochemical compounds from outer space, is gaining traction. Some theorists suggest that life's building blocks were delivered to Earth via comets or meteorites, a notion supported by the discovery of amino acids in meteorite samples. In 1969, the Murchison meteorite fell in Australia and was found to contain over 70 different amino acids, some of which are essential for life as we know it. We also have intriguing evidence from the icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn. For instance, Europa's ice-covered surface may hide a subsurface ocean rich in nutrients, while Enceladus has geysers that eject plumes of water vapor. These environments could harbor the conditions necessary for life. In 2015, NASA's Kepler mission revealed thousands of exoplanets, some situated in the habitable zone of their stars, where conditions might be right for liquid water. The tantalizing question arises: could there be alien life out there, possibly even advanced civilizations? As we probe deeper into the universe, our search for extraterrestrial life underscores the uniqueness of our existence while also highlighting our shared cosmic heritage. Understanding life beyond Earth could also reshape our perspectives on biology, evolution, and our place in the cosmos. The implications are profound. Whether we find life elsewhere or not, the search itself fuels a deeper understanding of what it means to be alive in this vast universe. As we continue to explore our solar system and beyond, the origin of life on Earth proves to be an essential piece of a much larger puzzle. But what happens when we discover new forms of life? What ethical considerations will arise as we encounter beings unlike any we've ever known? Join us as we unravel the complex questions surrounding life's potential beyond our planet. What if we could peer into the very essence of life itself? At the core of every living organism lies DNA, the blueprint that orchestrates life's symphony. But how did this molecular complex come to be? DNA is composed of 4 nucleotides, adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine, that combine in intricate sequences. This code holds the instructions for building proteins, essential for cellular structure and function. But the story of DNA is also a story of evolution, a narrative that began in the primordial world. In the early days of life, simpler molecules formed the first rudimentary genetic systems. Researchers theorize that RNA, akin to DNA yet simpler, played a pivotal role. The RNA world hypothesis proposes that early life forms may have relied on RNA both to store genetic information and catalyze chemical reactions. Over millions of years, through processes like mutation and natural selection, DNA evolved, becoming more stable and efficient than RNA. This transition led to the emergence of cellular life forms that could replicate and pass on their genetic information. It's a fascinating example of how complexity can arise from simplicity over time. One crucial moment in this narrative occurred around 2.5 billion years ago, during the Great Oxidation Event. As cyanobacteria proliferated in the oceans, they released oxygen as a byproduct of photosynthesis. This radical shift transformed Earth's atmosphere, setting the stage for aerobic organisms that thrive on oxygen. Just think, the very oxygen we breathe today is a product of ancient life forms. As organisms evolved, so did their DNA. The emergence of sexual reproduction introduced genetic diversity, allowing species to adapt more rapidly to changing environments. With each generation, the molecular machinery of life became more intricate, with layers of regulation and expression governing how genes manifest in the physical world. What does this mean for our understanding of ourselves? Our DNA holds a history that connects us not only to all life on Earth but also to the cosmic origins of the elements that comprise us. Each human carries within them a strand of history spanning billions of years. Modern technology, such as CRISPR gene editing, now allows us to manipulate this fundamental code, presenting new ethical dilemmas as we forge ahead into a future where we can alter life itself. What responsibilities do we bear in wielding such power? This journey into the molecular origins of life not only unveils the story of existence but prompts us to consider the future of life in ways we've never imagined before. On this planet teeming with life, there exists an undeniable truth: extinction is a natural part of evolution. Yet, the sheer scale of life lost throughout Earth's history is both fascinating and sobering. What can these extinction events tell us about the resilience and fragility of life? The most famous of these catastrophes, the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event, occurred approximately 66 million years ago. It's widely believed that a massive asteroid impact created a chain reaction that led to the extinction of around 75% of all species on Earth, including the mighty dinosaurs. But long before the dinosaurs' demise, Earth experienced rigorous cycles of life and death. The Permian-Triassic extinction, occurring about 252 million years ago, eradicated nearly 96% of species, marking the most significant loss of biodiversity. This event is often attributed to volcanic eruptions, climate change, and ocean anoxia, leading to a collapse of ecosystems. As we analyze these extinction events, we come to grasp the profound interconnectedness of life. Just as the collapse of a single species can disrupt entire ecosystems, so too can the disappearance of the world's megafauna, like woolly mammoths or saber-toothed cats, influence the environment. The lessons of extinction are stark reminders of how quickly balance can be lost. What is particularly haunting about this narrative is how human actions now contribute to a modern-day extinction crisis. According to the World Wildlife Fund, we are experiencing a rate of extinction up to 1,000 times higher than natural background levels. Habitat destruction, climate change, pollution, and poaching are driving species to the brink. Every time a species disappears, we lose a thread in the intricate web of life, a web that is essential for the health of ecosystems and ultimately our survival. As stewards of this planet, we must learn from the past. The current biodiversity crisis presents us with an opportunity to reflect on the impact of our actions and the role we play within this shared living tapestry. Can we turn the tide before it's too late? Restoring balance to our ecosystems may require unprecedented collaboration and innovative thinking. The lessons of extinction echo in our efforts to preserve wildlife and protect habitats. As we navigate a precarious future, understanding the fragility of life on Earth becomes imperative to ensure that it thrives for generations to come. Water, the essence of life, is more than just a solvent. It's a vital component that has played a crucial role in the origin of life on Earth. The story of how water became the cradle for life's first forms is captivating. It begins over 4 billion years ago, when the Earth was a chaotic place, teeming with volcanic activity and non-stop meteor showers. In this hostile environment, water began to collect in the planet's valleys and basins, even while the atmosphere was largely inhospitable. Scientists believe that the oceans helped to stabilize temperatures, providing a more suitable environment for chemical reactions necessary for life. The famous primordial soup hypothesis posits that life originated in the oceans as organic molecules, formed through a series of chemical processes, combined to create more complex molecules. But how did this transformation happen? In laboratory experiments, scientists like Miller and Urey in the 1950s demonstrated that amino acids, the building blocks of proteins, could be formed from simple compounds in the presence of water, heat, and electrical sparks. In doing so, they provided a tantalizing glimpse into how life's building blocks might have formed in the early Earth. Fast forward millions of years, and we find evidence of the earliest life forms. Microbial mats in ancient oceans, called stromatolites, provide some of the oldest fossils on the planet. These structures, created by the layering of microbial life, indicate that life not only existed but flourished in water. Further, the oceans provided essential nutrients, minerals, and a protective environment against UV radiation from the sun. Water also acts as a medium for transporting these essential molecules. Without water, the complex biochemistry necessary for life would have been nearly impossible. As we explore the depths of oceans today, we continue to uncover the secrets of life's origins, reminding us that water is not just a passive element but an active participant in the story of life. As we ponder water's role in life's origins, we cannot ignore the possibility that life may exist in forms we cannot yet comprehend, possibly thriving in environments very different from our own oceans. This notion further fuels the curiosity of scientists and astronomers as they seek to understand water's role beyond Earth, in the search for extraterrestrial life. What if life began elsewhere under similar conditions? Where else might we find hints of life's beginnings? The exploration of life on Earth has led to astonishing discoveries, one of which is the existence of extremophiles. These remarkable organisms thrive in environments where most life forms would perish, challenging our understanding of what life is capable of. From boiling hot springs to the freezing depths of the Antarctic, extremophiles showcase life's resilience. One striking example is thermophiles, which flourish in scorching temperatures, such as those found in hydrothermal vents. In these sulfur-rich habitats, life thrives in conditions that would cook other organisms. Researchers studying these environments have learned that the enzymes produced by thermophiles have applications in biotechnology and medicine, revealing how studying extreme life can benefit us. Acidophiles, on the other hand, thrive in highly acidic environments. Consider the amazing microorganisms found in the Rio Tinto in Spain, a river with a pH of approximately 2. Here, extremophiles not only survive but flourish, providing insights into potential life on planets with extreme conditions. Even more fascinating are the organisms that can survive with little to no water, xerophiles. They have adapted to thrive in some of the driest places on Earth. This adaptability raises the question, if life can exist in such extreme conditions here on Earth, could it also be found on other planets or moons with harsh environments, like Europa or Mars? The search for life in extreme conditions pushes scientists to explore beyond traditional habitats, expanding the possible concepts of where life could exist in the universe. Furthermore, extremophiles serve as models for the origin of life theories. If life can emerge and evolve in such hostile environments, it suggests that life may have originated in similar extreme conditions on early Earth, supporting theories of life's beginnings in hydrothermal vents or acidic lakes. As scientists delve deeper into the study of extremophiles, the lines of what defines life continually blur. What are the implications for our understanding of life as we search the cosmos for extraterrestrial beings? If life can endure in the most extreme conditions here, is it possible that we are only scratching the surface of understanding the diverse forms of life that could exist beyond our planet? The search for the origin of life has led scientists to consider the pivotal role of RNA, an intricate molecule that may hold the keys to understanding how life began. Unlike DNA, which is responsible for storing genetic information, RNA is a versatile molecule that can act as both a carrier of genetic information and a catalyst for biochemical reactions. This dual functionality is what has made RNA a prime candidate in the quest to decipher the origin of life on Earth. To grasp its significance, let's journey back in time, nearly 4 billion years ago. Imagine the primordial Earth, a world devoid of life as we know it, with its atmosphere filled with gases like methane, ammonia, and hydrogen. In this hostile environment, conditions were ripe for prebiotic chemistry. It is theorized that under the right conditions, RNA could have formed spontaneously from simple organic compounds. In fact, experiments in laboratories have mimicked these conditions and successfully synthesized RNA nucleotides, supporting the idea that the building blocks of life could arise naturally. One groundbreaking experiment conducted by the chemist Stanley Miller in the 1950s sparked immense interest. He created a simulation of the early Earth's atmosphere, sparking electric discharges to mimic lightning, which resulted in the formation of amino acids, key components of proteins. This was a pivotal moment in science, as it suggested that complex organic molecules could emerge spontaneously from simple compounds. But how does RNA come into play? The RNA world hypothesis posits that life began as simple, self-replicating RNA molecules. These RNA molecules could have performed essential functions that we now associate with proteins and enzymes. They could replicate themselves, carrying genetic information forward to subsequent generations. This self-replication would have led to natural selection, giving rise to increasingly complex forms of life. Fast forward to modern times, and scientists are still uncovering the properties of RNA. One significant discovery is the existence of ribozymes, RNA molecules capable of catalyzing their own chemical reactions. This adds further credence to the idea that early life forms could have relied on RNA for both genetic information and metabolic activity. As researchers dig deeper into the nature of RNA, they have also found evidence of its adaptability, which could explain the tremendous diversity of life we see today. The relationship between RNA, DNA, and proteins forms a delicate balance crucial for life's processes. Even in extreme environments, like hydrothermal vents, scientists have found organisms that rely on RNA-based mechanisms, hinting at the ancient origins of life's biochemical machinery. As we navigate through the complexities of RNA and its potential role in the origin of life, the question arises, could life beyond Earth also be based on similar principles? In our quest to understand the nature of life, we are continually led back to the roots of RNA and its profound implications for life's origins and evolution. The exploration of RNA exemplifies the intersection of chemistry and biology, providing insights into life's beginnings and the potential for life elsewhere in the universe. A tantalizing thought indeed as we probe the depths of space in search of our cosmic counterparts. In the world of ecology and environmental science, the Gaia hypothesis presents a radical perspective. Earth itself is a living entity, imbued with a self-regulating system that maintains the conditions necessary for life. Proposed by scientist James Lovelock in the 1970s, the hypothesis suggests that organisms interact with their inorganic surroundings to form a complex, self-regulating system. This theory challenges the conventional view of life as merely a collection of isolated organisms. Instead, it emphasizes the interconnectedness of life and the Earth, a web of relationships that sustains the very fabric of existence. To understand this concept, we must delve into the intricate interplay between the biosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere, and lithosphere. Each component interacts in a remarkable dance, shaping conditions on our planet. For instance, plants absorb carbon dioxide during photosynthesis, producing oxygen, a vital gas for numerous organisms. This gas exchange is not merely a biochemical process, it is part of a larger feedback mechanism that stabilizes the Earth's temperature and climate. There are examples across history that illustrate the Gaia hypothesis at work. Consider the role of phytoplankton in the oceans. These microscopic organisms produce a significant fraction of the world's oxygen and play a crucial role in regulating carbon dioxide levels. Their existence and the stability of ocean conditions are intricately linked. This interdependence raises questions about the resilience of our biosphere. The implications of the Gaia hypothesis stretch beyond scientific observation. They compel us to reconsider our relationship with the Earth. As climate change and biodiversity loss escalate, the delicate balance that sustains life is threatened. The Gaia hypothesis challenges us to acknowledge our role as stewards of this planet. It suggests that by altering our behaviors, we can impact the Earth's regulatory system, potentially exacerbating or alleviating environmental crises. As we explore further, Lovelock's ideas have spurred discussion and criticism, yet they have also ignited a renewed interest in understanding ecological systems. Modern research continues to uncover the intricate connections among organisms and their environments, reinforcing the notion that we all share a collective responsibility in maintaining life on Earth. The Gaia hypothesis is more than just a scientific theory, it is a call to action. It invites us to embrace a holistic view of our planet, a view in which every organism plays a role in the grand narrative of life. As we stand at a crossroads, the question looms large: can humanity learn to live in harmony with the vibrant ecosystems that sustain us? In the face of unprecedented challenges, the pursuit of balance could be the key to not just our survival, but the thriving of life on Earth for generations to come. Astrobiology, a captivating field at the intersection of biology, chemistry, and astronomy, aims to answer one profound question: are we alone in the universe? As we explore other planets and moons, we find ourselves grappling with not only the potential for life beyond Earth but also what life might look like in diverse environments that are vastly different from our own. To embark on this journey, scientists look for biomarkers, indicators of life. These can include chemical signatures in the atmospheres of distant exoplanets or subsurface oceans on moons like Europa and Enceladus. For instance, the presence of methane in the atmosphere can indicate biological processes, as on Earth, where methane is primarily produced by living organisms. But identifying these markers is no simple task, especially given the vast distances involved. Telescopes like the James Webb Space Telescope have been designed to analyze the atmospheres of exoplanets, searching for signs of life. However, the success of these missions is contingent on our understanding of the conditions conducive to life. Extremophiles, organisms that thrive in harsh environments on Earth, have expanded our definition of where life can exist. From acidic lakes to deep-sea hydrothermal vents, extremophiles demonstrate that life can adapt to conditions once deemed inhospitable. This newfound understanding prompts us to look at other celestial bodies in a different light. Take Mars, for example. Once considered a barren wasteland, evidence of ancient water and organic molecules suggests that it could have once harbored life. Missions like the Perseverance rover aim to uncover past biosignatures and assess the habitability of our nearest neighbor. Furthermore, the icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn present tantalizing prospects. Europa's subsurface ocean and Enceladus plumes of water vapor carry clues that could point to life existing in the dark, icy depths. Yet, the search is not without its challenges. The vastness of space poses significant obstacles, and misinterpretations of data can lead to false positives. For example, the recent discovery of phosphine in Venus's atmosphere sparked excitement but ultimately led to debates about its origin. Misunderstanding the chemistry of other planets can lead to overzealous conclusions, blinding scientists to alternative explanations. As we grapple with these complexities, it becomes clear that the search for extraterrestrial life is as much a philosophical quest as a scientific one. It raises questions about the essence of life, its diversity, and our place in the cosmos. As humanity ventures into the void, we are faced with reflections on the impact of finding life, whether microbial or intelligent. The implications could be profound, reshaping our understanding of biology, evolution, and even spirituality. The search for life beyond Earth is a journey that compels us to confront our own existence and consider the interconnectedness of life across the universe. As we continue to push the boundaries of exploration, one question remains ever present: will we find evidence of life beyond our blue planet, or are we destined to navigate the cosmos as solitary observers? The quest for answers continues, inviting us to dream and discover across the vast tapestry of the universe. The story of life on Earth is intricately entwined with the planet's geology. From plate tectonics to volcanic activity, geological processes have created the diverse environments in which life could emerge and evolve. But how did the Earth's geological features influence the development of life? Let's take a journey back in time to the Hadean, the first era of our planet, which began around 4.6 billion years ago. At this point, the Earth was still young, a molten sphere bombarded by asteroid impacts. The surface was inhospitable, with temperatures soaring and no stable crust to support life. As the planet slowly cooled, water vapor condensed to form oceans, a crucial step that would one day cradle life. Fast forward to the Archean Eon, which began approximately 4 billion years ago. The Earth's crust stabilized enough to create landmasses and continental formations. It was during this time that stromatolites, layered structures formed by the activity of microbial mats, began to appear. These ancient formations are some of the earliest evidence of life on Earth. They tell a fascinating story of survival in a harsh environment. As tectonic plates shifted, they created mountains, valleys, and varied landscapes that would lead to diverse ecosystems. Each geological shift opened new avenues for life to explore and adapt. For instance, the formation of the supercontinent Gondwana around 500 million years ago dramatically altered habitats, allowing species to migrate and evolve differently. This migratory push led to a burst of biodiversity, especially in marine life. The cyclical nature of geological changes also led to environmental upheavals, volcanic eruptions and mass extinctions, both of which have played a pivotal role in shaping life's evolutionary pathways. To understand life's history, we must first appreciate the geological context in which it unfolded. It's a dynamic story, where geology acts not just as a backdrop but as a driving force behind the emergence and evolution of life. Moreover, the role of significant events, such as the Great Oxygenation Event around 2.4 billion years ago, should not be overlooked. This period marked a profound change in the Earth's atmosphere due to the photosynthetic activity of cyanobacteria, which ultimately led to the development of aerobic organisms. Thus, geology not only gave life a stage but crafted the very conditions necessary for its flourish, illustrating a powerful synergy between Earth's physical processes and the biological tapestry they nurtured. Without this interplay, the story of life might have been quite different. Looking towards the future, the continued effects of climate change and human intervention raise questions about how geology will shape the next chapters of life on Earth. Could a new supercontinent trigger yet another evolutionary renaissance? Only time will tell. But as we reflect on this intricate relationship, we understand that life is not merely a product of chance but a dialogue between biology and the Earth itself. Fossils serve as the time capsules of life, preserving the story of our planet's biological history in the sediment. But how do these remnants tell the tale of life's origin and evolution? Scientists have made extraordinary discoveries that shed light on this elusive past. One of the most notable findings, the 3.5 billion-year-old microbial mats found in Western Australia, is often cited as some of the oldest evidence of life on Earth. These structures hint at the simple yet resilient organisms that once thrived in our planet's early oceans. Another significant archaeological treasure is the Ediacaran biota, dating back 600 million years. These soft-bodied organisms represent an evolutionary experimentation phase, where nature was exploring forms that